Finland has officially declared that it will apply for NATO membership. Finnish President Sauli Niinisto and Prime Minister Sanna Marin made the announcement in a joint press conference in Helsinki. Finland shares a long border with Russia. The Finnish parliament is expected to endorse the decision in the coming days. NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg welcomed the statement during a meeting of NATO foreign ministers in Berlin. He also expressed hope that Ukraine could win the war against Russia.
If they decide to apply, this would be an historic moment. Their membership in NATO would increase our shared security, demonstrate that NATO's door is open and that aggression does not pay.
Well, Stoltenberg's sentiment was echoed by Germany's Foreign Minister Annalena Baerbock, who also reiterated Germany's support for Ukraine.
We agree that we must not and will not let up in our national efforts, especially in terms of military support, for as long as Ukraine needs this support for the self-defense of its country.
Let's get more now from our Brussels bureau chief, Alexandra von Nerman, who is in Berlin following the foreign ministers' meeting for us. What were the other main takeaways from this NATO press conference?
I would say there were three main takeaways from this press conference. First of all, the fact that the German foreign minister as well as NATO Secretary-General Stoltenberg were quite confident that the whole process after Finland and Sweden will formally apply for NATO membership, that the whole process will be very swift despite Turkey's misgivings about Sweden and Finland joining the alliance. And it was also very interesting to hear from Stoltenberg that even though the process still needs to be completed, now the alliance is already ready to beef up its presence in the region, in the northern region, and they that are ready to offer some security assurances to Finland in Sweden in this very difficult transition time in which both countries are not yet formally covered but by the Article 5 of the alliance that is saying that an attack on one of them would be considered an attack on all of them. And the last takeaway, I would say, was also very interesting, that Stoltenberg as well as the US Secretary of State Blinken said that they believe that Ukraine can win this war and that Russia's brutal aggression lost momentum there.
Now, Finland's president did say that there's been some mixed signals coming from Turkey about his country's application to NATO. Let's listen to what he had to say.
You can understand that I'm a bit confused. What we heard 2 days ago was different. Then yesterday we again heard that Turkey is open to our membership, but it turned back to no. I think that what we need now is a very clear answer. I'm prepared to have a new discussion with President Erdogan about the problems he has raised.
So, Alexandra, what's currently being done to dial down the tensions with Turkey to reach an agreement?
Well, first of all, Finland and Sweden want to talk to Turkey, want to keep the dialogue, hoping to resolve the issue. We know that the most important point for Turkey here is to convince both countries to lift their arms delivery restrictions on Turkey. The second thing that I think is also very interesting, that instead of talking, many here have made clear that they think that eventually Turkey is not going to undermine the unity of NATO, that it's now so important in face of Russia's war on Ukraine.
And how much would Finland joining NATO change NATO?
Well, Finland, we have to say, is a very close partner of NATO. Finland has a very resilient, very strong democratic society. This is one of the most important criteria here. Finland has also a high capable army that is already part of a NATO military structure, so it would benefit the alliance, of course, and as we heard here today, be also very good for Finland to become a member of the alliance.
DW's Alexandra von Nerman, thank you very much. Ukraine says the front lines in the east of the country are shifting. Russia has made some gains in the Donbass region, but Ukraine says it's waging a counteroffensive on the Russian-held city of Izium. Kiev says Russian forces retreated from Ukraine's second city, Kharkiv, to shore up its defenses of Izium. Ukrainian forces have been clearing the liberated villages near Kharkiv, and residents there have now started refocusing on rebuilding their lives.